Hi, my name is Solo P1 and welcome to the F1 2020 Spanish Grand Prix practice. It's been 5 days since the 70th anniversary, which Max Verstappen won. Congratulations to Max Verstappen, deserved the win. You rolled the dice with the strategy, hard tyres, you done it, perfect, deserved the win. That was 5 days ago. 5 days is a long time in F1. Now we've got the stewards saying that they want to take, they're proposing that they take the qualifying engine modes away from the drivers. Let's face it, this is not going to affect anyone but Mercedes. You can take the engine mode away from Williams, they're still not going to do that good. Listen, Russell's a great driver, he's doing his best for his car. He's out qualifying his teammate, that's all he can do. That's it, and he's getting into Q2 sometimes. But if you take the engine mode away from them, it's not really going to make a difference. Take the engine mode away from Ferrari now, the way Ferrari is, ain't going to make no difference. This is pointed at Mercedes. We all know this is all about stopping Mercedes. The FIA, the stewards, the politicians, they belong in the House of Commons. They will be perfect in the House of Commons. The FIA and stewards, all of them would be. They're all bent, they're all crooked. All you got to do is lean on them and they change their mind. Simple. For example, this Racing Point with the brake ducts. I'm not going to get into the I don't really give a shit because I know it's all pointed to stop Mercedes. They know Racing Point is linked to Mercedes. They know this. They know that Mercedes provides parts to Racing Point. Renault couldn't take it because Racing Point was out qualifying and beat them in the race. So what the Renault do? They go and bitch to the stewards. Lean on the steward. Oh no, this is not right. They investigated it first. The stewards, the FIA. They said it was fine, legal, and all of a sudden they're leaning on them again. And now they went to court and found them that it was illegal, with the brake ducts. He said they said that it weren't just a picture. They probably had a look. Look when they investigated the brake ducts on the Racing Point, when they looked at them right and opened them inside, it was a replica of Mercedes. They said the only way that they could take the brake ducts is if they came into the factory, took a picture of them, had a look at them, probably had them and copied them. That's the only way they could have done it. Not just by pictures. Race supporters saying different. They're saying, nah, all we did is took pictures and then we done it that way. That's legal. But they're trying to say that they opened the brake ducts, had a look inside, started taking pictures, and that's it. Now, it's just gone back and forwards, back and forwards. Racing Point's appealing. Don't blame them. I would appeal. They're saying that they have done nothing wrong. You had Lance Stroll's dad coming out on the Sky Sports last week. Never done an interview in his life on Sky Sports. Coming out and said the reason why we're appealing, simple. Because we ain't done nothing wrong. Simple. They're saying they've done nothing wrong. You had Ferrari leaning on the steward saying, look, we're gonna appeal. You had McLaren getting involved, but now McLaren's retracted it. Very clever because they know where their engine modes are coming next year. So McLaren pulled out of it. Renault still bitching to the stewards. It's all a mess. It's all pointed at Mercedes. Now Christian Horner's coming out in the news and saying, look, they should investigate Mercedes because they provided them the parts. Again, Christian Horner getting involved, trying to stop Mercedes, just like at the beginning of the season at Austria, tried to slow Hamilton down. Didn't work, by the way. Didn't work. Fifth place grid penalty. Penalties everywhere, all to stop Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton. They do not want Mercedes to win the title anymore. They've had 6 years of domination, and that is enough. But it ain't enough. It's not enough. I want 10 years of domination. I want 15 years of domination. I want to see close races, but I want to see more domination by Mercedes. I know it's going to piss off some Ferrari fans. That's just the way it is. It's just my opinion. I'm not going to lie and come out here and say all this, that. Listen, I'm a fair guy. If Mercedes do something wrong, I'll come out and say it. Hands down. You watch all my videos. I'm not biased towards Mercedes. If Hamilton does something wrong or Bottas does something wrong, I'll come out and say it. That's it. Fair enough. But if you ask me, do I want 10 more years of Mercedes domination? Yeah, why not? My opinion. I believe that if they can do it, let them. Lewis ain't going to be there for the 10 years. I know that for a fact. But Russell will be. I love George Russell. British driver, love it. Another young guy dedicated to his craft, destined to go to Mercedes. Ocon, love Ocon as well. I can see Ocon going there. It's going to be Ocon and George Russell. Standard 2022, Ocon Russell. Or 2024, I can see the lineup now. In 2023, Ocon and George Russell. Depends how long Hamilton wants to stay in F1. He's saying he wants to stay in 3 years. At least 3 years. We'll see how it goes. There's my camera again. Out of focus. Now. Yeah. So you got the FIA saying, look, they want to take away the quali modes. They want to slow down Mercedes. Who would ever think in this day, in the Formula 1, that the stewards are trying to slow the cars down? Literally trying to slow the cars down. In qualifying. Imagine that. Imagine in Ayrton Senna's days, or Niki Lauda's days, or Fangio, whatever era, asking, look, we need to slow your cars down. With Formula 1, we want to stop your car, we want to slow your cars down. Imagine that. It would be an embarrassment. An embarrassment. Listen, if you want to beat Mercedes, get your ass down the factory and work harder. That's it. Red Bull had their domination of 4 years of domination, and now it's Mercedes. Ferrari had their 5 years of domination, now it's Mercedes. McLaren had their domination, Williams had their domination. That's just the way it is. If you want to beat Mercedes, if you want to beat them, stop bitching to the stewards, get your ass in the factory and work harder. Be smarter than them. Simple. Don't go to the stewards, right? Don't go to the stewards and start bitching to the stewards. Just like, oh, nah, we need to take the quali modes off. We need to check the brake ducts. We need to look into all that. We can't take it, Mercedes. We don't want him to win anymore. So we need to go and bitch to the stewards. Enough. Enough. Take the quali modes away. It ain't going to matter. Mercedes is still going to win the title. That's just the way it is. So, practice session. Same thing again. You had Albon moaning, say, look, it's fast on the straights. Not good on the corners. Locking up, understeer. Copy and paste from last week. So problems with the headrest. Again, Daniel Fiat, who was on this at the beginning of practice 1, he was talking about his headrest. He said the headrest loose. His headrest is loose. Well, he has got a big head anyway, so he needs to tighten it up probably a bit more. He said his headrest is loose, right? They need to tighten it. He said he's having problems with his headset, with his headrest. Well, his head is massive anyway, so then they'll probably need to order him an extra large. That's probably the answer. Maybe the headrest he's got on there it's too small, so he needs to get another one because his head's that big and his neck. So Albon was suffering from sharp understeer. He was talking about, look, there's a lot of sharp understeer. I need to sort my car out. Now all of a sudden, in practice 1, he said, oh, my power's gone. My power issues. Everyone said it's been power issue, yeah? Power issues in his car. So he goes into the pit not long after he comes back out. I think it might have been the setup, maybe the computer. Because like I said, everything today is run by a computer anyway. Now all of a sudden, I'm surprised Vettel wasn't on the radio about this situation. Valtteri Bottas hit a bird. Now, Bottas hit a bird, right? And all you saw is feathers everywhere. Commentary said he's a bird, alright. No, Crofty. Most likely, the bird is dead. Simple. You hit a bird with an F1 car, there's only going to be one outcome. The bird's dead. All you saw is feathers everywhere. Feathers. You couldn't even see it. He just missed Valtteri Bottas' helmet. Just that could have been bad because he was going quite fast. He was going quite fast. He hit the bird. Bird's dead, and that's it. But if he would have hit Bottas' helmet, he could have and damaged his vision. You couldn't, and that could have been a nasty accident. But hopefully, good for Bottas. It didn't work out that way. He's good. He swerved it, and he was all right. But I'm sorry for the bird. I am sorry for the bird. He's bad. He's sorry for the bird. He's a shame, but the bird was just—it's one of them things. It's like what Vettel was talking about a couple of years ago, you know, with the birds. He actually stopped for the bird on the track. I think it was. He might have been in Spain actually. It might have been. No, it was Canada. It was Canada. I think it was 2016, 15, 16, and he swerved the bird. He saw it. He was in during practice. But I think Bottas hit the bird and the bird's dead. Simple. So, at the end of practice 1, Bottas come top, Hamilton second, Max Verstappen third. Same shit. Same thing. It's the same over again. It's either Hamilton first, Bottas second, Max Verstappen third, or it's either the other way around. But it's always Mercedes 1 and 2, and then Max Verstappen always. Albon, nowhere again. Nowhere. Because he spent most of the practice moaning about his car. Listen, at the end of the day, right, you're in Formula 1, yeah? I believe his car's not the same as Max Verstappen. Or if it is, he just doesn't like it. But I don't understand why the engineers, the technical people, can't fix his car the way he wants. You got all this money at Red Bull, you're in Formula 1, and why can't you fix the man's car? He's not happy with the car. Fix it the way he wants it. That's it. You're the geniuses of engineering and mechanics. You're at Red Bull, you're in the top teams. Sort his car out, man. Sort it out, because if you don't sort his car out, you're gonna suffer with points in the long run. In construction, you can't just rely on one man, Max Verstappen. You know, you need your other man up there as well with him, your other man. So, 51 minutes left. Bottas' first car, cute qualifying. He put the soft tyres on. This is during Q2 now. We're in Q2. The quali sims, 55 minutes towards the end. They started doing the quali sims, the quali runs. So, Bottas goes top, puts the soft tyres on. He gets a 1 minute 17.1. 1:17.1. Going for us, and then he went for a second cool down lap. He went for another lap, but he still didn't go as fast as that. Rosberg was saying, so basically that was his fast time, 1:17.1. He didn't go faster than that, Bottas. He just done one massive lap, and then after he went for another one, but it just didn't work out for him. So that was still a fast time. I thought it was track record, to be fair. Rosberg was saying that that Bottas is in a better place than last year, because last year he was going through divorce. Nobody knew he was going through divorce until Bottas come out and said it in the news. Look, if I'm going through a divorce, yeah, if I'm a Formula 1 driver, if nobody knows my business, why would I want to come out and tell the news? Why? You know what I mean? Why? Why would I want to do that? Like Lewis Hamilton just tweeted something. Right, he's on about the gym. I'll read that later. But anyway, basically, he was going through divorce last year, and Bottas said, look, I was going through divorce last year, but now I'm in a better place. He's got his new girlfriend, a cycler from Australia. His ex-girlfriend was, well, I think it was, I'm not sure if it was his wife or his girlfriend. His ex-girlfriend was Olympic diver or swimmer, but now he's going out with a professional cycler from Australia. Good for him. But he said he's better this year. But to me, he's the same. He's the same old Bottas. He comes out, wins the first race, and he goes, yeah. And then after that, it all goes to shit. That's basically. It's the same thing. Look at 2019. Same thing. He had a little run at it in 2019. Didn't work out for him. Tried it in 2018. Didn't work out for him. 17. Didn't work out for him. 18. I don't think he even won a race. But it's the same old Bottas. He had 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. The guy's going to be on 8.0 soon. 8.0 Bottas. Still ain't going to win the title. Eat the porridge. Doesn't matter. Still not going to win the title. To me, Bottas is not going to win a championship. While Hamilton's there, he's not going to win a championship. And if Hamilton does leave and he stays at Mercedes and Russell comes in, I think Russell will have the better of him. I think Russell will have the better of Bottas, in my opinion. So, yeah, Karun said, do you think Ricciardo's got... Karun was basically talking about Ricciardo, McLaren and all that, yeah. And Rosberg thinks that Ferrari made a mistake. He believes that Ferrari should have took Ricciardo instead of Carlos Sainz. He was saying to Rosberg, the way he started is, Karun said to Rosberg, do you think that Carlos Sainz made a mistake going to Ferrari? And he goes, look, it doesn't matter. If Ferrari keeps you called, if Ferrari calls you out, you've got to go. They're one of the classic teams. He said, look, Mercedes and Ferrari, two classic teams. If one of them call you, go. But I wouldn't say that. I think McLaren's up there with them as well, with the history. I think the four main teams in Formula 1, Mercedes, Ferrari, McLaren, Williams. All right, Williams might not be doing that good now, but they're still one of the classic teams. They've been there for long, so's McLaren, Mercedes, Ferrari, them four. But he says if Ferrari calls, you go. It's just one of them teams. See if Ferrari, Mercedes, one of them to call you go. And then he was saying, but he did say that, like I said before, Rosberg believes that Ferrari should have took Daniel Ricciardo. But I think Daniel Ricciardo's going to be in a better place. He's going to McLaren next year. He's going to have the Mercedes engine. He's going to be firing. He's got a good teammate with what's his name, Lando Norris. He's got a good teammate there with Lando Norris. He's going to have a good time with him, have fun and jokes. You know. You get me? He's going to have a good time. I think, to me, Daniel Ricciardo is made the best move going to McLaren because he's going to be happy there. Got a good team, good history, big team, big engine, Mercedes engine, and he's going to be laughing. Happy days. So now, Vettel's coming at last 3 laps. Kimi was slow in qualifying. Carew said, I think, basically, that he thinks this is Kimi Räikkönen's last season. I agree. He says he thinks he lacks the motivation now. Look, the guy old Kimi, 42. I think this is his last season. He's 42. He's got nothing to prove. He's never going to win a world title. He's at the last part of his career. He's 42. It's over. He's done it. He won with Ferrari. He was the last winner. He was the last champion to win with Ferrari. The last driver to win with Ferrari. 2007. He's done it. He's a world champion. He's been a great driver. He's been a great driver he's been a good ambassador for F1. Good ambassador for Ferrari when he was there. He's got nothing left to prove. And I think this is his last season. Because when you get to a certain age, you lack motivation. Hamilton said, look, if I still got the motivation in a couple of years, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But when you get to that certain age, you lack motivation in any sport. It could be football. Football 42 today. It's never going to happen, let's face it. Unless you go to America and they pay you the big money. That's the only way you're going to stay as a professional footballer. Because the Americans they'll pay you a shitload of money just because of the name for their sponsors. But apart from football, all the other sports, once you get to 42, it's over. Unless you're maybe a golf player. But a sport like Formula 1, you're at your best once you get in your mid-30s. Like Hamilton's age now, he's at his peak. Hamilton's at his peak now. He's 35, coming up to 36. One of them. He's at his peak now, so he's at the best that he can be. It's all downhill from Hamilton after this. It's when he goes downhill. That's the point. You can be at your peak for a long time, but he's not going to go up. He's going to just go down. He'll stay the way he is, and then the only way is down because he's at his peak of his career. Kimi's past his peak. He's finished, 42 years of age. The guy's finished. It's time to move over Kimi to bring another driver in. Someone young. Just the way it is. Now, Carlos Sainz, supposed to go in when you got the last part of the Grand Prix. He went off to the old area. He thought it was the old track, the old runoff area. It's a runoff area now, but the old days it used to be the straight on the last corner. He went down the old racing line, and they said, "Look, you can't." The stewards were saying you can't go down there. The guy was having a good time. Look, I don't know why they put that stupid chicane at the end. At the end of the Spanish Grand Prix, the last part where it goes in like that, the last chicane. Just leave that and go back to the other one when you can go straight. Much better. That chicane is just a waste of time, let's face it. It's a waste of time. It's what they've done with Monza when they put that chicane in there. What's the point? Just leave it alone, man. If it's not broken, don't try and fix it. Rosberg said, he was talking about something on Brundle, and Brundle said, look, if my teammate finishes 4th, I'll be happy with the 5th. Rosberg said to Martin Brundle, that's a good attitude to have. Rosberg said, if my teammate finished 3rd, I want to finish 1st. And then Martin Brundle is winding up Martin Brundle, and it was funny. This is why I like practice. Most of the time I like practice because nothing really happens. Not really. I like listening to the commentary because it's entertaining. You can learn a lot from the commentary. Sometimes in practice, even when they joke about, especially when you got Nico Rosberg, 2016 world champion. When he talks sense. Not like Paul. The rest they just one way towards Max Supermax. With Rosberg, he talks about, look, he even said that, like I said at the beginning of the video, he believes that Hamilton is going to get qualified. And he probably thinks Hamilton's going to win the race. I think Hamilton's going to win the race. Max Verstappen, to me, he's not going to win the race. Not here. And he ain't going to get qualified either. If Mercedes have to be smart now, they have to play the team orders. Bottas has to get in line. He has to get in line, support Hamilton. That's just the way it is. Team orders. Just like Rubens Barrichello supported Michael Schumacher. Because if he's going to try and fight with Mercedes over, if he tried to fight Hamilton over points, that's just going to let Max in. That's just going to let Max in through the back door, and that's what Red Bull wants. But to stick together as teammates, they'll lock out Red Bull, get the 1 and 2, and it's over. It's over anyway. Bottas was collecting stones, probably for his fish tank he's got at home somewhere. The guy goes over stones start flying everywhere, all over the track. Like I said, probably collecting stones for his fish tank that he's got in his motorhome. I'm sure he said that he had a fish tank in his motorhome, and I reckon he was collecting stones for his fish tank. Again, lots of power for Grosjean. I reckon that's every practice this season. Every practice this season, all race, Grosjean's lost power. But that's harsh for you. That's harsh. So that was the end of the practice. At the end of the practice 2. Hamilton topped the practice 2. Bottas second, third, Max for Staffen. Now, let's have a look at any videos. Let's see what's going on there. We've got silver bullets. That's what they call him. Silver bullets, saying about Bottas' car. One guy in here says, oh, there's something on the news here on the Express saying why Lewis Hamilton is virtually impossible to stop in the 7th world title bid. Lewis Hamilton has been in for his 7th world championship this season, but what makes him so difficult to stop? A former F1 star explains why. Lewis Hamilton has taken up a familiar position at the top of the standings in the Drivers' Championship. The 35-year-old is chasing his 7th world title this season, and a former F1 star, Max Chilton, says it's virtually impossible to stop the Mercedes driver. I agree. It's over. Hamilton is going to win his 7th world title, and for me, he's going to win his 8th world title as well. Now let's have a look. That's from the Express. The Express. And that's by Andy Wilson at the Express. Let's have a look, and we've got any interviews. We've got one interview here from George Russell off the ball in practice 2. Play this video. Imagination.
So George, how tough was it out there today, especially because you missed that first practice session?
Yeah, it was very tough. I think the track temp being so high, tyres were really struggling for everybody in these difficult conditions. So yeah, it wasn't awfully pleasant to say the least. But I think yeah, we got a bit of work to do to try and get on top of it for tomorrow.
Is that across both short run and long run pace?
Yeah, I think I was a bit off the ball starting the short run. I started on the hard tyre, which everybody was struggling a huge amount. So having missed FP1 and then going straight in on the hard tyre didn't help. And then just struggling to get the tyre working. I think, you know, we're not used to seeing Barcelona in these track conditions. You know, we preempted that, but probably we need to go a little step further. Yeah, like I say, I think we can get some more pace out of the car for tomorrow, but I think Q2, which is, you know, being our focus and our aim in the last few races, is going to be pretty tough this weekend.
Wow. Lando was describing the hard tyre that you just mentioned as garbage.
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to make strategy options this weekend quite tricky?
I think, yeah, it was absolutely garbage. To follow up on that, it was horrific. Yeah, it's going to be weird because ordinarily, if you want to make a one-stop work, you'd say medium hard, but the hard was so rubbish. I think it's a better tyre to go onto the soft tyre. So probably a 2-stop soft medium medium or soft medium soft is going to be better than putting that hard on, because it's deserves no place on a Formula 1 car.
So we've got an interview by, so we've got any more interviews. We've got one by Lance Stroll. He said that his Friday performance not his strongest. So we'll play that video, Lance Stroll. This is just over a minute long, probably going to be adverts. There you go, adverts again. Killing the adverts.
So Lance, here we are in Barcelona, first day in the car, hot weather, a lot of people complaining the tyres are quite challenging. How was it out there for you?
Yeah, it's pretty toasty out here today, so looking forward to a nice cold drink. For sure it was tricky. I mean, the tyres were a big factor today, overheating for everyone out there, so we're going to have to watch that tomorrow and Sunday.
Was there enough that you learned from today over short run and long run pace that gives you confidence going into the weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was our strongest Friday. There's definitely some areas to improve going into tomorrow and Sunday, but that's how it goes.
Now, I appreciate the weather's really different to when you were last here in pre-season testing, but could you feel how much the car has come on a little bit in terms of just overall performance?
Yeah, I mean, it's so different to winter testing, but definitely, I think we have a strong pack.
Forget it. I can't even understand the guy. Just mumbling. The guy's mumbling. Can't listen to him. So what else have we got on here? Basically saying on here as well on the Sky Sports just tweeted said that the quali race runs are looking good for Red Bull, so they'll have a chance in the race. No, in my opinion, no. It's got Valtteri Bottas and focuses on maximising tyre performance. This is Valtteri Bottas. There you go, advert again. Smashing it.
Valtteri, great way to start the day, topping FP1.
It was good, yeah. It was not a bad feeling immediately. Struggled with some understeer in the beginning of the session, but that's normally a quick fix with a car setup. So felt a lot better by the end of practice practice one. So yeah, the morning session was good. Maybe a bit better for me than the afternoon, but still good learnings. I mean, I think we are looking strong as a team. But again, the main thing will be Sunday with these temperatures, how we can keep the tyres in a good condition.
Normally arriving here in Barcelona, the car is far less through its developmental curve than it is now we're arriving here. How different does the car feel from when we were here in testing? Or is it difficult to say because the temperatures are so different?
Temperatures for sure makes a big difference, but I'm sure we put more downforce in the car, and that I can feel that there's a bit more load. So it's kind of nice feeling to be back on the track and feel the improvements in the car.
You said that the temperatures are very different. How's that affecting? I guess let's start with the tyres.
At least today, no blistering. I think the tyres were, this kind of rough track, the tyres are wearing instead of just blistering. So I think for us it's only a good thing. But I'm sure, we did long runs with all the compounds today, so there's going to be lots of learning points before we start racing.
How much is that down to circuit characteristics? How much is it down to sort of the car's suitability to this track? And how much is it down to what you guys learned at Silverstone over the past two races?
I think it's both really. It's always the track, the temperature, and then it's the car and the setup of the car. But we've learned, for no doubt. And if we were back in Silverstone again, I'm sure we could do a better job. But yeah, main thing now is focus maximizing this weekend in terms of tyre performance.
Anything major that needs work overnight?
Nothing massive. I mean, there's always lots of things we go through and lots of things we usually are able to improve, but there's nothing big wrong with the car. It's quite a good feeling, but fine tuning, I would say.
So again, it's about trying to maximise the tyres. That's what Mercedes' mission is. If they can maximise the tyres and they don't grain like they did in Silverstone, they should walk this race, in my opinion. Let's go. Let's have another interview. We've got Lando Norris accepts midfield strength means getting into Q3 is going to be much harder.
How was it out there today? Really hot conditions again, much like Silverstone. How did the car feel?
I mean, it was tricky. I think, for everyone it's tricky, even if you're Mercedes and the quickest car. I think these conditions, the wind and so on, always makes it tricky. So not easy. But at the same time, I think it was a good day in terms of getting through our run program, trying some of the things which we wanted to work on after Silverstone. and apart from that, I think we got everything we wanted to do done, and a good understanding going into tomorrow, ready to make some changes which we think will help. So feeling relatively confident, but as you saw, it was very close between, let's say, fourth to last.
Yeah, it was hugely close. I guess the midfield's been hugely competitive. Renault looks strong again. Haas even looks all right as well. Do you think it is going to be like that as the weekend goes on?
I think Haas always do really well here for whatever reason, more than a lot of other tracks. So it's a surprise to see them as quick as they were, but at the same time we weren't not expecting it in some ways. This is the track where they normally perform well at. Of course, like you said, Renault were there too, so more and more people are kind of climbing into the top 10, and it's going to make our life much harder to get into Q3. But that's where we are. That's our realistic position at the moment. But we have to make the most of it. So I think it's going to be tricky getting into that Q3, like I said. But at the same time, it might not be the worst thing come Sunday.
Perfect. And just Carlos was talking about the harder tyres actually being the ones that you guys are struggling on the more. Is that sort of the same feeling for you?
Garbage. I feel like I would have more grip on the wets than the hards. I don't know why. But I think it's similar for everyone. Anytime anyone was on the hard tyre, they looked awful, and they went on the medium or the soft and improved massively. So I don't think it's just us, but I think the balance is just about okay on the soft and the medium. So as soon as you put the hard on, it feels terrible. But that's the way it is. So I think we have to understand what we want to do for our plan tomorrow and our use for the race. But should make it a little bit more exciting.
So basically, it looks like McLaren, the way Lando was talking, that McLaren are going to do a softer medium because the hards are not happening. Max Verstappen said he's positive about the Red Bull show the good long run pace. Imagine. Wow. Another advert, I guess.
Hello, Max. So, last time we were here, obviously, was pre-season testing. How much has the car changed? How much more stable underneath you does it feel?
Well, all these things are a bit difficult to say because it's so much warmer now. So whatever you learn in winter testing is not really relevant. But I think today the car was performing quite okay. Over one lap we are clearly lacking to Mercedes, but overall I think it was a positive day, especially on the long runs. The car felt pretty nice to drive, so of course that's quite important.
How were the tyres out on track today? As you say, it's a lot hotter than we ever normally experience here.
Yeah, I mean, we are using all the hardest compounds, so I think it's okay, it's manageable. I would have liked a bit softer, but it's what it is.
After last weekend, I bet. Any chances of similar heroics come qualifying tomorrow?
Qualifying, I don't think so. Mercedes is really fast, but who knows in the race. I felt quite good today. Let's see on Sunday if it's going to be the same.
In terms though of running a harder compound during that Q2 session, do you feel there's any chance of that? Will it be mediums and softs or any chance of a hard?
I think the compounds are so hard that I don't think you need to go that extreme like we did in the second weekend. So.
Come on, Will Buckhead. He's not going to tell you his strategy. You know he's not going to tell you the strategy. So why ask him what campaign you're going to be on? Come on. Vettel, a few more now. Vettel basically struggling with pace. So the chassis ain't done any good. Probably made it worse.
Seb, a new chassis for you today and immediately in FP1. It seemed from the outset a much more positive session.
Yeah, a bit of a mixed day. I think it was generally a bit better in terms of one lap pace today. In the afternoon, we're struggling a little bit more to put the laps together, but we should be in a better place. So let's see what we get tomorrow. We've tried a couple of things, and I think as I said, we know a little bit more for tomorrow.
In the last couple of weeks, you've said you've asked questions of the car, you haven't got the answers. Were you starting to get the answers today?
Well, not all the answers that you want to get, but I think overall things were making a bit more sense. So it's always Friday. It's a bit difficult if you're trying a lot of things, and so did we today. So we'll see when things calm down, hopefully tomorrow.
Are you confident with the one lap pace going into tomorrow? And beyond that, how about the race pace for Sunday?
Yeah, providing I put the laps together in the afternoon, I struggled a little bit to do that. Then it should be okay. Yeah, so we see. Then obviously managing the race will be a key point to address. With the temperatures that we have, it will be difficult, but same for everyone.
So basic Vettel, not really sounding positive. He knows the car's finished. They've changed the chassis. It's probably worse. And you got Will Buxton saying, "Oh, you're gonna be positive." Forget the positive, man. The car's got finished. He's changed the chassis and it's worse. And that's it. So this is the practice session review over. I'll see you tomorrow for qualifying. And I'm going to leave you with the Lewis Hamilton interview, which is 2 minutes and 22 seconds long. I'm going to disappear in a minute on my camera. So I'm going to leave you with this. So let us do this right now. Oh yeah, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, follow me on Twitch. All links are going to be below. I stream on Twitch 4 days a week. I'll be on Twitch, not today. The next time I'll be on Twitch is Monday, because I stream Monday to Thursday, especially when there's the F1 weekend. So yeah, hit subscribe, like the video, dislike whatever, and hit the sub button and the alert. So anytime I upload any new videos, you'll be the first person to get it. And I've got some unboxings coming up. I've still got about 10-15 unboxings that I'm video I need to upload to my YouTube channel. So I'll be uploading probably one today. So look out for that unboxing today as well. I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's a surprise. But look out for that as well. I'm glad I got a few likes on my video as well. I done a video a couple of days ago about all my Fanatec wheels, my entire collection. I'm going to probably do one. I got the shifters as well that I need to do, and my wheelbases. Thanks for the response I got for my wheels. It was appreciated. I'm glad that you did like the video. I actually recorded it on my iPhone. So, you know what I mean? It's one of them. So, it was just like, I was just sitting there and I thought, you know what? Why didn't I do my video on my wheels? So I just got my phone out, started recording it, uploaded it to YouTube, and I got positive response. Happy about that. So this is Solo P1 signing out. I'm going to leave you with the interview by Lewis Hamilton. Predictions: close race between Mercedes and Red Bull in Spain. 2 minutes and 22 seconds. So this is Solo P1. I'm going to disappear right now. And there we go. And this is Solo P1 signing out. Bye. Sorry about that, but it's coming now.
Lewis, good end to the day, finishing top of the pile. How are things out there?
Tough. It's definitely quite tough out there. This is the hottest that it's been. I don't think I've been to Spain when it's this hot. So obviously we're there in February and March normally, or May, early May. Yeah, it's beautiful weather, but it's killer in the car. So and it's obviously very tough on tires as well. But it's been an okay day. I think we've well, it's been a good day. The particularly second session was better for me, and then the long runs. We look very close with the Red Bulls, so I think it's going to be a really close race.
Normally we come to this circuit much earlier in the car's developmental curve. How much do you feel the car as having developed since we were last here in pre-season testing, or does the temperature kind of mask that a little bit?
I mean, it's so long ago, I don't really remember what happened in February, so yeah, I think the temperature definitely will mask a lot of those things also. The tyres are not happy in these conditions, so you're just sliding around with overheating tyres.
That said, on your fast lap, through the bits where you needed the commitment up through turn 9, car looks absolutely wonderful. Does it feel as planted as it looks on the screen?
Yeah. I mean, it's we get faster and faster here every year. So high speed many years ago used to be questionable whether you could get anywhere near flat, and now it's now you can hold flat. I think everyone is probably flat through turn 9, for example. But it's the low speed section you have, the last sector, which is quite tricky with the wind. It's difficult to see it, obviously, but it's really gusty out there. So it's a good challenge.
Good stuff. Tell us about the tyres. Obviously, we know you've had the struggles over the last 2 weeks at Silverstone. Were they any better today? I know we've gone back to the harder compound, but the temperature remains.
Well, I didn't see any blistering, but we didn't see blistering last Friday either, so I really can't say too much. I mean, it felt okay. I think, yeah, we're just about to do a debrief, so I'll find out where we stand in that respect. But The long run didn't look too bad. I don't know how much further we could go as opposed to how much further Red Bull can go compared to us, and that will define whether or not it's will determine whether it's a 1 or 2 stop this weekend.
Lovely stuff. Thank you.